Hey everybody, it's Pat Mitchell here from TrickTrades. I'm going to show everyone how to do how to build TC2000, a layout. I'll go over a couple of scans. I'll make this an all-in-one kind of video, and then you guys can just kind of go into the YouTube library and check it out. I'm receiving a lot of questions about it. Because at first, I don't want to say it's complicated to use, because I didn't really find it complicated, but there is a lot to it. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with just a general layout, how to build your own layout. Now it comes with a bunch of preset layouts, but I'm going to show you how to build your own from scratch. So you come down here and you do New Layout. You click the New Layout tab, okay? So now you have a whole bunch. One of the fellows pointed out that he didn't have any. So we're just going to start with the one chart, okay? Click on that. Now this is what should pop up, because I believe this is just standard. This is how it shows up. You got bars, not candles, and then some Bollinger Band bullshit. So come up here and right click onto the Bollinger Band or whatever indicators are up there and just hit remove. Okay, now that's removed. Now your next step is going to be fixing this, because bars, I don't use bars, I use candles, as well as you should. So you come up to here, and you click Chart Properties. Click on Price and Style on the left-hand side. Now you go to Plot Style, which that's the type of candle or bars. Click on that and go to Candlestick. There, now you got your candlestick. Now if you want, you're going to want two color, right? And don't go to net change, go to open versus close, okay? So open versus close. Now that's changed. Now whether you want them filled up or not, your down is always filled, but we'll fill those for this sake. So fill, okay? Now there's a couple other things on this. Show yesterday's clothesline. You definitely want that. I would switch that over to a nice bright color. I usually go with yellow. And then show today's open line. Now I like that on as well. So that's on, and I leave that blue. And one of the nice things with TC2000, if you look over here, it shows the bid and the ask prices on these little arrows, okay? And they hop around, and they're very fast. They work very well, okay? Now this is after the market's closed, so it's got a massive spread. So you want to show that. You want to make sure that that's on, okay? Now that's it for that part. Now you can go to Edit Plots, right? Just kind of skip that for now. Pre and post data. Now I click it on always because I want to show the pre-market data. So that's on. Scaling, just leave alone. It's set to where it should be set at. Now comparisons is kind of nice. You can click on this and it'll compare different indices with a line on the chart. Just leave that alone. You can experiment on that on your own time. Now color and grid. Now here's where you can pick your colors, right? So there's blue, right? And then you can do a dark blue with a gradient if you wanted, right? So I don't mind this, but right now my eyes are definitely liking the black. I switched from this blue, this dark blue, to black. So we'll make it just black. Black and black, okay? Gradient off. Now these are your grid lines. You can turn them up or down. I turn them right off. Now your symbol watermark as well. Now you don't want that in your way, so you want to make that nice and opaque. Okay? And that's about it. And option symbols, don't worry about that. We don't play options. That's gambling. So go to OK. Now you have a basic chart. You have a nice looking chart. You can go in and up here. It switches your time frames: minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, blah 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 blah. So we'll leave it on like a 5-minute chart for our build, because you can see yesterday's close and then today's open. Okay, and this is with pre-market data. Now those will change with pre-market, pre and post-market data, especially this one. So remember that. Okay, now to add your indicators. Right click on the chart, go to add plot. Now every indicator in the world is going to pop up. So let's do an exponential moving average first. Okay, now come down here and your exponential moving average, you may need to, I'll show you how to edit them, and then you're going to want to add, it says add the indicator to, and this is the chart, right? So add it. Now it's in there. Now let's say it didn't show up on the 9. Right click on it again, go to edit, and right in here the period, you can switch. I like running the 20, but we're going to leave this at the 9. And you can switch your colors. I make that, and that's it. Now you can also change the line style if you want dots or dashes. I leave it on lines, and you can make them super fucking thick and crazy if you want. I recommend just leaving them at what they're set at, nice and thin. Okay, so that's that. Now let's add another indicator. Right click again, add plot. Now I'm going to add a simple moving average. So the simple moving averages are just moving averages. So just click on whatever one you want, and then we can edit it. So you can click on the what chart you want it on again. That's the 50. We'll go to edit because I like using a 20. And you just run it down on a 20. And then I use gray for 20. And there you go. Click OK. That's done. Now, one more indicator. This one's important. VWAP. So there's my VWAP. Some people like leaving it as a straight line. I like to edit that. And I like to go to line style with dashes. And then the color I usually leave orange. So there. Now you got your chart kind of set up, right? So you need one more indicator. We need volume. Again, right click it, add plot. It's all alphabetical, right? Volume, done. Now that's way too much. You don't need to take up that much screen space with volume. So just run your mouse till the arrows pop up. And there you go. Now you got your chart, okay? So you want to save it because you don't want to lose it now. So you come up here to the little save button, save chart. Now you can name it whatever you want, right? So I always go color, so black, and then I do my averages, 9, 20, VWAP. Done. Save. Done and done. Okay, now let's add some more stuff to this, okay? So we want to, we're going to want to add some scans and some watch lists and another chart, right? So click on this chart thing. I'll show you another example. Now you're going to want to build yourself a daily chart as well, because you're going to have different moving averages on your daily chart. I have one pre-built, but it's going to be the exact same. Just build a chart and save it. Then you come in here, and I use the 200 SMA, the 50 SMA, and the 9 EMA on my daily, and that's all I use. Now, if you want to stick this in somewhere, hit the cursor, and now you can put it anywhere you want, okay? So let's start with off to the side. Now it's going to be split, okay? And that's fine. So let's change the color. I'll go over quickly how to change the color again because I want to make sure you guys get it. Just go to black. There you go. Okay, it's done. Now you got your intraday chart and you got a daily chart. So now let's add some scans, okay? So again, go to Easy Scan. I'll show you guys how to build an Easy Scan after, but I'll just put this in here for now. So again, it pops up. Go to that little cursor. So let's put that up top. Okay, now it's split. Now don't worry, it's going to look all crazy and everything else for now, okay? Just don't worry about that. We're just going to put all of our pieces together, which that's what I should have done first and then, but I'm not starting the video over again. So we got that. Let's get some scans and stuff over here. So go to another Easy Scan. Pick whatever one you want. Cursor button. Come over here. Boom. Okay. Now it's starting to look like a chart, right? Now you can move it over because your daily chart, you just want to kind of keep off to the side. Now you have a good base, okay? Now you can add a bunch of different stuff. There's a whole bunch of room in here now, right? So come up in here and I'll show you how to do something else. Click on this X, hit replace, okay? Now to divide this screen up, let's split vertically, okay? And let's split it vertically one more time. There you go. Now you have 3 spots that you can put charts and watch lists and easy scans. So I like having a watch list on the far left side, so let's do that. Watch list, go into personal, or you can build one, okay? This little star, that means it's a new one. Let's build it. So let's call it focus. So now you got a focus list for your morning, right? So here, let's put in an easy scan, and again, it's the same. All stocks, this is more of a top percentage gainer. Another easy scan. Let's do 5-day volatile. Okay, now we don't need all that room in between because screen real estate is very important, right? There you go. So there's still a little bit of room, right? So let's chop it into, we can maybe do 1 or 2 more. So let's go to replace it again. You just got to mess with it until you got enough room for everything. And that'll be close. So let's go with that. You might be able to squeeze 1 more in. Or if you guys want more data on your lists, that's fine, okay? So now to add to your watch list, you just click the symbols. Right? There you go. Now you can link all of these. I believe they show up in the blue designation to begin with. I just kind of leave that there. But I mean, you can link different charts with all your different symbols and everything else, right? So that's kind of that. I mean, there's other stuff that you guys can put in here, like notes is a good one. I can show you how to add your notes to keep your watch list handy. Click on Notes and News. Go to My Notes. Okay. Now the box is going to show up. So click on that little cursor again. And let's add it way to the far side. Oh, no, I screwed that up. So we'll get rid of that. Just go to Delete. So let's go into Notes again. My Notes. It pops up. and go way over here. So that'll put it way off to the side. There. Now you don't need that much room for it. And it'll show a real-time chart with your notes, right? So this was some of my my notes on MULE the other day, looking for a gap down short and risk red to green. WAC is note from 14 days ago, looking for the trend line breakout of 175. We didn't get it. It ended up breaking down, as you can see. So that's a little handy little thing. Now I'm not saying you need to use that, but it is handy. Or you can even get rid of the charts and just have straight notes as well, right? So let's move this over a little bit. So that's kind of how you build a simple layout, right? Now you can move your kind of up and down as well. Like if you find the candles are way too high, way too long and stretched, you can kind of fix that. Like you can see on Nerve, it's a little stretched out here, opposed to your price action, right? So there you go. So that's how you kind of do that. So now we've built a layout, okay? Now let's build an easy scan for you guys, okay? Which are your scans. So create new easy scan. Now it always pops up. This is important. You better be paying attention because I don't want to repeat this. It'll always pull up standards like your S&P 500 component stocks. Get rid of that because you want to scan for all stocks. So now you have all U.S. common stocks. That's what it's scanning for. Okay. So add condition. Go to basic because that's going to have your price and volume. So let's go to price. Now your price history. Greater than, if you want it greater than $1, I go in between. So the lowest amount I'm looking for is about 40 cents. And the most I'm looking for is about $50. Now you guys can change that any way you want. Now on the time frame, you want to make sure that's on the daily. Okay. There. So that's added. Now let's add another condition. Basic. Volume. Greater than. Now you can switch around with this, but I go at least greater than 50,000. And then you can change that as the day progresses, or you can have two scans, an AM and then a PM. So there you go. That's in there. Jesus Christ. So that's in there. Now, in these, you can write your own formula. Obviously, that's going to be a little advanced for you. But you can put in your own formulas. So click on formulas. And there's a bunch of different shit that you can have in here, right? So your percentage change from the open. Now this is all your criteria, right? Your percentage change from the open. Let's say you want that. So greater than. Now this is as a value. So it'll be percentage. So let's go. We want to be looking at stocks at least 2% up, right? I usually put 4, but this is just an example. So there, now you got another criteria. Now you can go add condition. Now you can do all sorts of stuff with indicators as well, right? You'll have to screw around with that yourself, right? So let's go back to, they do have some pre-built easy scans. Fundamentals, you can scan for float, so that's in fundamentals. And you go to latest float, where is it? Latest float. Now, this you better be paying attention to. With TC2000, like let's say you want it less than, if you're doing a low float scan, less than 10 million, okay? Well, you can't plug in 10 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can't do that. It's not going to pick it up. It's gonna look like this. See, latest float less than 1E plus 07. That's nonsense. So let's get rid of that and do that again, and I'm going to show you how to do it properly with TC2000. So go back into fundamentals, because that's a fundamental indicator, is float. latest float. Where are you? I must have went into formulas. One sec. Fundamentals. Latest float. There we go. So it's the number of shares you're looking for. So let's say we're looking for 10 million. So now you plug in 10,000. There. If you're looking for 100 million, it's 100,000. Look for 5 million, it's 5,000. Okay? So we want to switch that to less than, and that's going to be less than 10 million. There, now you got a low float scanner for percentage gainers. And that's it. Now it's going to be a new scan, so you want to double check this. Price history, volume, latest float. I want to recheck this. Oh yeah, see it changed it. So 10,000. 10, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. There, I figured there was something wrong there. Yeah, if something doesn't look right, just go into it. And it'll sort automatically with percentage change. So here's your low float percent gainers for the day, right? They're all in order. That's all of them right there. So now you want to save your easy scan. You right click on where it says new easy scan or the little save disk button. Now let's call it low float top gainers. Done. Boom. Save it. Saved. Okay. So now you can X out of it and it'll be in your easy scan list of the ones that you made. Okay. So those are the type of easy scans that you can do. You can get crazy with them, guys. Like they're powerful scans. So that's kind of it. Now I hope this answers a few things. I'll X out of that for now. What else can we do? Like for paper trading, if you guys are going to be paper trading, you click on that little, you can click on this little arrow bar. That's their symbol for trading. Go to order bar, buy, sell, and close. There, now you have your order bar, right? Now you can also put this up to anywhere you want, right? And if you hit that cursor mode by accident, just hit escape and it gets you out of it. So that's that. So that kind of shows you how to build easy scans. Alerts as well. Here, we can do a trend line alert. Your little tools, now there's a tool box and everything that you can open up. But on every single chart that you have, you go into this, it looks like a little paint thing. And all your tools are up. There's actually more tools here. And you can do all sorts of stuff with different boards. You got a scratch, you got everything, right? So I always keep it on less. So let's draw a trend line. Here's your trend line. And then you just left click it and drag. There you go. Now if you're on the daily chart and you're drawing some trend lines and horizontal lines, like let's say you were looking for the breakout on NERV, right? So either the closest here, so you can draw, this is your horizontal line. I want you to click on that and then go up to where it lights up and right click it. Okay, now you can edit it. When you edit it, you can change your color and then your price moves up and down, so you make sure it's exact. So there's that. Okay, go up again. Let's right click it and let's go to set an alert. So it'll set up an alert, restart this alert when it triggers the next day. You can switch that. Monitor the alert for a day, a week, a month, a year, whatever. I usually keep it on for about a month. Description, looking for breakout. Done. And then you go into your default settings and you can have it them email it to you. They'll SMS it to you, the whole nine. So there, now that alert is created, right? So that kind of shows you how to do that. So if there's any other questions, I mean, you guys got to remember, you got to mess with this stuff yourself, right? I don't know why it did that. We will go into color and grid. I like taking that grid right off. I don't want it. I don't need it. But if you guys want it, remember it's in here, right? So, and you can also come over here if you want it really. You can kind of change that to make these loose, the numbers for whole and half dollar. Then you get your 25 cents, and you just scroll that with the wheel on your mouse. Okay, just go over to it and scroll it. Or you can make it every 10 cents, right? There you go. So I hope that kind of covers it. I covered quite a few things: how to build scans, how to set up a watch list, put up some notes on the chart if you want, put on a couple charts. You can add more charts, less charts if you want. If you don't even want this, that's fine, right? Okay, actually, I'll go over one more thing. Now, if you want to drag charts over to another monitor, go on chart, click on it, okay? And let's go to Black 9020 VWAP, which is what we just built. So this is our chart. Click on this button here, float in a new layout window. There, boom. So now this, you can drag out of the screen, okay? And you can set up on different monitors. So that kind of shows you there, right? And you'll probably want to take this link off, go to not linked, and now it'll be independent, right? So I hope that helps out. There's lots of information there. That's more than what I got to start with. So remember, guys, you gotta try and do some of this stuff on your own too. So I hope this helps out. And if there's any other questions, hit me up. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.